business that we need to go over before we get started on things. First and foremost, my name is Ashley Higgs. I work up at the Utah State Board of Education, and this is the mastermind before everything that you see here today. This is Becky Sagers. Please give her a round of applause. We honestly would not be here without her. She has done amazing things, and we appreciate her, so thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Couple of items of business. Did you know that we're doing a social media challenge?
No. Yeah! Now you do.
Look at the back of your badge where it has the breakout sessions.
Oh, just kidding.
On the bottom, there is a social media challenge. Now, I am going to tell you something, and it is only good until 6 p.m. If your social media accounts are private, make them public, because if they're private, we cannot see them. We promise we won't creep on you. It's only until 6 p.m. and then set your alarm for 6 p.m. to make your social media accounts private again. But make them public, otherwise we cannot see your post. And there will be awards awarded at the awards assembly for social media posts. So get posting, okay? Also, at these doors, you'll notice that there's some Post-its on the wall that have 3 prompts that have to do with education. If you haven't put your Post-it on those, get posting, okay? How many of you have gone to the academic alley and have gotten raffle tickets? How many of you are wondering, what should I do with those raffle tickets? When you enter the awards assembly, or awards banquet, we will have bags like this. You are going to stick your tickets in there, and these are your drawings, so look for these little yellow bags, okay?
Okay, we need to talk runoff.
Okay.
Okay, we do have one runoff today, guys. It's for the impromptu speaking. So I need these people to go up to, remember what room it is?
Executive 100.
Executive 100. So it's over on this far side. I need you there at 1:20 after we finish up here. So Grace Bramlage, Adrian Hernandez, Zach Bullock, Anna Marie Nickel-Myers, Ashton Biggs, Haley Mills, and Bethany Zimmerman. We need you to go over to the Executive 100 room after we finish up here at lunch, so 1:20, okay? We'll remind you again, but we need to go and see what you're going to do again, okay?
Okay, now, because we are future teachers, we need to do a roll call. We need to see who's here. We need to see who is absent. Those of you that cheer the loudest, we got raffle tickets. Okay, so let's do a roll call. Advanced Learning Center. Set the bar high. Set the bar high. Okay. Bonneville High School. Copper Hills High School. Freedom Prep Academy. Coronavirus has hit. Okay. Fremont High. Okay. Grantsville High. Harriman High School. Jordan School District is in the house. Jordan Academy for Technology. Jordan High School. Murray High School. Northridge High School. Ogden High School. Orion Junior High. Rocky Mountain Junior High. Roy Junior High. Ooh, I'm liking it. Roy High School. Junior high, you may want to talk to them later. Sandridge Junior High. Spanish Fork High School. Syracuse High School. Union High. Coronavirus. Okay. Wasatch High School. Weber High School. Okay, I'm thinking Murray High School.
I'm thinking Murray High School.
Murray High School, where are you at? Okay, next, I would like to introduce Lauren. Merkley, sorry. Lauren Merkley, she is this year's 2020 Teacher of the Year for the state of Utah. So please give a round of applause for Lauren.
Okay, that's not me. That's not me. My name's Lauren Merkley. I teach at Cottonwood High School. I don't know, is there anybody from Granite District here? What? There's me. Okay, so I'll help that. I teach high school English, and I do have the pleasure of being the 2020 Utah Teacher of the Year. I gotta tell you, I had never heard of Educators Rising until about 2 months ago, and I heard about it from other Teachers of the Year of other states. And I found it so inspiring that I emailed Ashley and said, is there a program in Utah? And lo and behold, there is, and we're here. I had the privilege of judging the Ethical Dilemma group today, and they were incredible. And as I look out at your faces, I think these students who are not even born yet are so lucky to have you as their teachers. And I think you should give yourselves a huge, and I mean huge, round of applause. Let's hear it. No, bigger. No, more. More. Like you mean it. More. All right, I think that's pretty good. I have the privilege of introducing your keynote speaker today. Hold on, let me get out of my text messages real quick. So our keynote speaker today was born on the street, Sesame Street. Yeah! Thank you. Where teamwork and kindness have guided her work in education for the past 26 years. That's like 2 of some of you. Christie Lauterbach was the first teacher in residence for Educators Rising and a White House innovator in CTE. Please welcome to the stage Christie Lauterbach.
A stage person, like the teachers you're going to be and are right now. I like to be down with my people so we can get some work done. Oh, these girls are moving. Well, today she heard that I am 26 years into education, believe it or not, and I love every single day of it. It has been the most awesome choice I ever made in my entire life. And growing to be an educator is one of the hardest jobs in the world. And I want to share a little bit of my wisdom with you today so that your journey may be a little smoother along the way. So I heard your theme was Legos. So I've tried to take that Lego theme and pepper it into our presentation. When I was your age, a long time ago, like 30 years ago, this was my classroom. And what I realized is I did not want to replicate this classroom when I had teachers standing behind podiums, standing behind desks. So I knew I could just not be just a teacher. I had to transform into an educational warrior. And that's what you are, my warriors. You literally have to go out and put your warrior garb on and change the world to make it a better place because it's in your hands. And the greatest thing is, you're doing that change right now. Stand up if you did a competition today. Woo! Give them an awesome hand! Excellent! Grab a seat. Look at this, there are warriors among us right now. They're taking risks. They're leading into new ground. They're going by example. Not just telling people what to do or how to do. You're leading by example. Congratulations to you all. For me, those lessons came pretty quick when I was teaching. pretty quick. And out of my 26 years, I was in the classroom 23 years. I've only just now gone to become an administrator because, let me tell you, being with you, being with students is the most energy and excitement, and you push us to become better human beings just by working with you every day. So there are 4 lessons that I want to share with you today. The very first lesson is exactly like Emmett said, teamwork makes the dream work. We like to believe that. A lot of times teachers will go in their classrooms and shut their door, and they feel so alone. Look around you. You have over 120 people that are now in your army that you get to reach out to. When you're having a bad day, when you need a resource, when you don't know what to do, you're making those people your tribe and your posse to rely on. So when you're thinking about that, there are times that we are going to have to be in sync. And there are times that we have to be together. So we're going to see how good you are at following directions and how good you are with your musical beats. I know. Oh, some of you are like, I have no rhythm. Hold on. So my lovely friends, here's what we're going to do. If you look at the people on there, we are going to play a song. We're going to clap the beat. And when it is your beat, you have to stand up. So, my friends, from this balloon table over here, yep, I'm looking at you. From here, left, you guys are 1. So when the first beat hits, you got to stand up and sit down before the second beat hits. Because guess what? Guess who's number 2? Everybody until this table. If you're at this table, left, you are 2. So when they stand up, get ready, it's your turn, okay? Back table, woo! Oh, she's ready. All the way over to this gentleman right here.
Yeah!
You guys are 3. The rest of the room is 4. Yeah! All right, so a good teacher always has you echo the directions. What do we have to do? She said echo. What do we have to do? Yes, before the next beat. Excellent. So you ready? Now, because some of us are musically challenged, I'm going to help you with that beat. Now, let's just think. Let's get the beat together before we start. You ready? Let's clap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. You guys. I took a picture of you while you were working. This is you. Look at this. Oh my gosh. You got the guy back here. He's like, I don't know when to stand up. I'm going to watch the person next to me. Oh, no. That may be like, oh, I missed it. Now it's down there. Oh, gosh, it's coming back around. Some of you are like, I don't know if I'm going to stand up or not stand up. What are we doing? Where are we going? Who's where? If you look, you all just failed education. I know. Because in literally 1 minute, I got you all to do the same thing the way I wanted you to do it and how I wanted you to do it. Mind control. It's not that. But if you look, in education, we can't continue to do that. We can't continue to make kids and who they're not meant to be. We can't continue to create people into spaces where they don't want to be. So if you look, these are my parents. Sometimes we even get that push by our parents. When I was 17 years old, I sat across my mother at the table and she said to me, when I told her I wanted to be a teacher, "You're wasting your talent." She said, "You're too smart to be a teacher. You do too many things. Why are you going to waste it in education?" And I was so flabbergasted that someone in my own family was trying to push me into being something that I was not. And in my heart, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. In my heart, when I walked into those classrooms, I felt no more at home anywhere else in the world than when I'm in my classroom with my students. And at that moment, I turned around and I said, I will prove you wrong. Because when we look, a lot of people are going to try to talk you out of education. A lot of people are saying, why are you going into education? You don't make money. The kids today. No. Listen to your heart. Listen to your quest inside of you of who you want to be. Do not make them a 1 if you're a 3. Some of you sit out there are like, I'm not a 1. I don't want to stand up first. I'm a 3. I'm a 4. I like watching other people first and then I'm going to go. If you look, the beauty of it is becoming the best person in who you're meant to be. And when you're a teacher, that's what you get to do every single day. So in your head, you ready? I want you to pick a number, 1 to 4, because that's the beats we're using today. And when that number comes, that's when you stand up. So if you're sitting in the 1 zone and you're really a 4, do not stand up on 1, stand up on 4. If you're in the 2 zone and you really want to be a 3, wait for 3. Are you ready? All right, let's see if you get it into your head what number you are. You do. I'll count it off again for you so we have our beats right. Are you ready? Three, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Woo! Woo! Give yourself a hand. Woo! Oh my gosh. Woo! If you would have stopped and just looked at what was going on, it was so much more beautiful than when you were assigned a number. When people were assigned a number, they stuttered. They didn't have confidence. They weren't sure. When you picked your own number, you were popping out with pride. We even had someone over here yelling 5. He wants to be a 5. I heard it. I know who you are. He's the one you're going to want to hire. So when you're looking, if you are 100% who you are as a teacher in your classroom, you will bring out 100% of the heart in your students. I am the same person you meet in the grocery store, with my kids. You watch me walk my dogs down the street. I am the same person in the classroom. You can't be a teacher one place and not be a teacher somewhere else. You have to be it through and through and be true to yourself at every single cost. Because when you share yourself with kids, when you share yourself with other adults, they share themselves with you. You have to show them your wackiness. I mean, this is my Halloween costume. Here's my family. Not everybody has those smiling faces to go home to. Not everybody has wild and crazy dogs. That's my wedding announcement. It says my humans are getting married. I cook all the time, so I bring it into my classroom all the time. I love Elvis. So wherever I'm taking pictures with Elvis, you're amazed that kids will send me pictures when they see Elvis. Be who you are, and connecting and building relationships with your students will happen instantly. Instantly. Don't try to be someone you're not. You guys are great at calling out people who are faking it, and imposters who aren't true to themselves. You have to be true to who you are, even if it means telling people what you really think. When you share yourself, students will share yourself. This was a cute little video I found for you guys, made by a student in France, showing how their teacher became more, I don't know, more of them.
other student smiles. It becomes who they are in that classroom. And probably runs to that classroom to be with that teacher. Teacher and being who you are, it brings out the best of every single person you come in contact with. And that's what we call student voice. Student voice is the key component. Are you listening more than you're talking? Do you know the culture and where your students are coming from? Do you know what they're encountering every single day? Do you know their dreams, their hope, their fears? Because using your content to address them will propel them to be who they are meant to be in this world and to become the best people that will eventually be your colleagues someday. I've been in education so long that when I went to my doctor's office last week, the nurse is a former student. The receptionist is a former student. So I am raising the people who are going to care for me when I'm old. And I'm hoping I've been nice to them that they remember that. And they remember when it comes that time that maybe she gets an extra Jell-O on her little table, right? Or maybe she gets a little extra rec time when I'm in the home. You are not just building the future leaders of America. You are building the caretakers, your neighbors. You are building a better generation for you to live with and amongst. So when you look at student voice, it's that connection that brings you to certain students. Michael Ingersoll was a gentleman I had my very first year teaching. And he knew that I had done band, choir, and I had done a ton of plays in high school. So his sophomore year, he was in love with a girl named Jenny Haas. And he said, Miss L, I'm so nervous, I'm trying out for this play because I really want to woo Jenny Haas. I said, awesome. Will you run lines with me? What? I'm a history teacher. He's like, I don't care. Will you just take 15 minutes and show up after school for the next 5 days and help me run lines? That was not my forte. Maybe Miss Laura's forte, since she's an English teacher. But I showed up for 15 minutes, and in my best chance, I ran lines with this young man. When he graduated high school, he went on to become one of the founding members of Jersey Boys. He got to tour nationally. He was in 5 motion pictures. And when they finally landed in Chicago, he sent me a ticket in the mail. And I was like, oh my gosh, Michael Ingersoll, where have you been? He said, listen, Sal, I'm sending you some tickets to see me in Chicago. Will you please come? I said, yes, of course. He said, I'm going to put you to the left of the stage because that's where I'm at most of the time, and I want you to see me really well. I said, okay. So I showed up into Chicago. We're literally sitting there watching an amazing performance. And when it was over, they came on stage to take their bows. He asked everyone to sit down. And I'm like, what is going on? This is awkward. Usually I have a play or something, you leave. He said, no, I have to tell you. My high school history teacher is in the audience. And if it wasn't for her, I never would have taken the risk to try out for theater. I would never have thought of who I wanted to be and how to get there. And I immediately started crying. Not like the pretty cry, the ugly, snotty, oh my God, girl. This man showed up next to me with a big thing of roses and took me to the stage. That made the crying even worse. I was like, oh my. Coronavirus, watch yourselves. So, I got on stage and he gave me a huge hug. That night I went back to my hotel and I was just so flabbergasted that just because I showed kindness, it changed somebody's life. What I didn't know is that Oprah Winfrey was in the audience. I know! V.O. And when I woke up the next day, there was a beautiful gift set and stationery set from Oprah Winfrey. And she said, teachers are my favorite people because you impact the world in a positive way every single day. Again came the snotty cry. It was horrible. But you never know. When you share yourself, what piece of you that you give to someone else will change their life. You may not see it right away. It may take 5, 10, 20 years. But it will come back to you in tens and folds. You will get it amazingly. When I left Michael, it got me thinking, who has impacted your life?
Who has impacted your life and your educational dream? So right now, take out your cell phone. Open up the text. We're going to see if they respond to us by the end of my presentation. In your text, choose someone that is helping you become who you truly are. You can reach out and just say, hey, I was thinking about you today. Thank you for helping me be a teacher. Hey, I was thinking about you today. Thank you for helping me. You don't say, this woman's making me text you. No, number 5, don't do that. So, take a minute, and we're going to leave a whole minute of silence so you can think and text that person. Just thank them for being part of your posse. Take a minute.
They replied.
You got about 30 more seconds. Some people are already getting texts back. That's okay. Oh, choose someone. We got about 10 more seconds. Right now be thinking, who's willing to share who they text? Because I'll take 2 volunteers to share with us who you texted when. Come on down, my friend. I got one on the left side. Do we have anybody on the right side? Ooh, lovely lady on the back wall. Come on down. Heck yeah. All right, this is
Aaron Kennedy,
and Jared, who did you text?
my brother.
What'd you say?
Thank you for giving me a great mentor to look at.
Give this man a good hand. Sometimes our mentors are our family members. Sometimes they're strangers we meet on the street. Sometimes they're teachers. All around us are people that are surrounding you. And you are? Gabby. Gabby, who did you text?
My mom.
Uh-oh. Mom. What did you say to Mom?
Thanking her for pushing me to do better.
Nice. Give Gabby a good hand. All right, so we'll check back in with you in a few minutes to see if you received some texts in some other places. You're okay. So when my mom told me that I was wasting my talent, we really didn't have texting back in those days. So the very first time I received a PTO award, I took my mom as my dinner date. The next time when I won runner-up to state teacher of the year, I took my mom to meet the governor. When I won the National Media Award, guess who I took? My mom. And on the 3rd award, she comes to me and she said, I get it. You are where you're meant to be. And I am so excited at what you can become. So when I became the White House Innovator, guess who I took? She wouldn't go. No, she was too ill to travel, but she put out at least 100 social media posts. She was 65, and she was all over Instagram because she didn't know what she was doing. So she just kept posting every single picture and literally blocked and caused me to be trending on Twitter because she kept reposting her own stuff. So even your biggest critic, when they see you leaving and living the best person you are and who you're meant to be, becomes your biggest cheerleader. So don't allow them to persuade you not to be an educator. Don't give in. The other thing I learned from the Lego movie is that confidence builds confidence. And Emmett talks about that all the time. Sometimes you win an award and you get confident. Sometimes, though, that 10th grader in your classroom makes you feel like the queen or king of the world by just giving you a compliment on your lesson that day. It doesn't take a lot to make somebody feel confident in who they are and who they want to be. You just have to be brave enough to do so. When you look at confidence, mine was truly shaken one day at my very first professional conference. I got onto an elevator. Thank you. And the gentleman on the elevator said, "Wow, I see you're a teacher. What are you doing? Who do you teach? What's going on questions. And I said, oh, I am just a teacher. I teach high school. And if I can make one difference and I can change one person's life, man, I've lived my dream. And at that moment, he turned to me in a deadpan face and he said, what about the other 34? The other 34 kids in your classroom. If you're only changing one, what about the other 34? And I literally was like, oh, crushed. I had never thought about it that way. I never thought about how I say I'm just a teacher. How that devalued who I was and who my students were in the classroom. You're never just anything. So you have to develop your own elevator speech. So I was ready. I was like, the next time I'm on an elevator, I'm going to tell them, I create better human beings through the art of education. I change the world on a daily basis using my craft and my passion. I was so ready, I couldn't wait to get on the elevator. I was like, ooh, I gotta show you pictures of my students, I gotta show you projects that we did, I gotta show you, because I'm not just a teacher, I'm a change agent, and I'm ready to go. And here's my line, every single time. I create better human beings through the art of education. The next time I was at a conference, a younger person got on, and an older man got on. They said, oh, you're here for a conference too. I said, yeah, what do you do? I create better human beings through the art of education. Boom. Yeah, do you know what they did? Immediately like, what do you do? Who do you teach? Where do you go? Tell me more. What is going on with this? Never in your world should you ever underestimate yourself or the power that you have as a teacher to change things for the better in your world. So, you have exactly 2 minutes to create your elevator speech. You're on the elevator, somebody says, what do? You have 3 sentences, that's all you can do, and we're going to pull 3 people up to give their elevator speech. Take 2 minutes to create your speech, to practice, go. If you're a teacher advisor out here, you can definitely play along. Don't be scared. You can definitely, I'll call you up too. And I want you to pick our 3 elevator speeches in 30 seconds. We're going to have them stand up. 30 seconds. If you want to give your speech, get your hand up in the air. Oh, awesome. Head to the front for us. Podium people, if you were selected by Miss Becky, head to the front. All right, we're waiting on number 3. Who's our third one? Here she comes. All right, so we're going to start over here. Hello, my friend. We're getting on the elevator. You're on the elevator. I'm coming on. Ding. Hey, nice to meet So what do you do?
I help change lives and I start a chain reaction of teaching the next doctor to change somebody else's life.
We're gonna say that again slowly because she's a little nervous. Okay, breathe in. And when you say it, you look them right in the eye and say it. You ready?
I'm going to start a chain reaction of teaching the new people to be a doctor who can change somebody else's life and keep the chain going.
Ooh. Give that girl a good hand. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying, if you do that in an elevator, you may scare some people. You gotta be careful. Okay, you ready? Ding. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I am fantastic. I see that you're here at the conference.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Well, I am a vocalist who inspires.
Okay.
And not only students, if not the world, I am your future.
I see the lacking some confidence here. I just do that. Advisors, you've done a great job giving them confidence for today. All right, we got our third elevator speech. Are you ready?
No, but I tried not.
Girl, they still show up in your room whether you're ready or not. You know? Ding ding. Hello, how are you? I'm doing great. I see you're at the conference today. So what is it that you do?
Let me see. I do a lot of things. Which one do you know about?
I don't know. What is your primary business?
I don't know. Let's see. How do you explain this? There's a lot of things to say. You can't say, what's my primary?
That's way more than 3 sentences. Isn't it? That's way more. Okay, but that's okay. We got take 2 because I'm gonna get off the elevator. You take 15 seconds. Think about it, and I'm gonna come back on the elevator. 3 sentences to change my mind. Here we go. Ding. There's a lot of waiting for the elevator. It's taking forever. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, hey, how are you? Good. You enjoying the conference? Ah, man, what do you do?
I like this idea of changing the world. I want to inspire people and bring this idea of happiness. I want people to chase their dreams and stop themselves down in the dumps.
That was pretty fast. And you will have to practice. You will be nervous and you will be flabbergasted when somebody asks you that because, especially in your younger days, trying to figure out what is it you exactly do. A lot of people say, I teach English. Do you? Or do you teach students the art of English? If you're always putting your students first, then you always have your educational hat on straight. So remember your elevator speech and think about that. How are you changing the world? And get rid of that word, just. Get rid of it. The third lesson I have for you today is that kindness always shines through. Always. There's going to be times where kids are going to misbehave, and you're going to take it personally, and you're going to have to step aside, take a deep breath. Just remember that the person you're speaking to is someone's child, someone's brother, someone's sister, someone's best friend. Speak with words of kindness, and you will never go wrong. You can still get your point across by being kind. And when you're kind, it could change that person's whole trajectory. My third year of teaching, I met a gentleman named Jason Groves. I was a history teacher at the time, and he had failed tremendously in my class. Like, we're talking by 30 percentage points. I had called home, I had done everything I could. I talked to mom, I tried to get him to come in for tutoring, everything. It just did not click with Mr. Jason. So the next year, when he showed up in my class again, I thought, who is torturing me? What is going on? Where's this guidance counselor? And I went and I said, why is he in my class? He said, well, he chose to be. He knows he needs us for graduation, and he loves you as a teacher. I said, well, he got like a 40%. That's not showing me a lot of love. And she said, no, he promises this year he's going to do everything on time. He's going to do it to his best of his ability. Will you please take a risk? So I said, okay. He did great the first couple of weeks, and then things began to slide. I called home again. He started coming in with projects again. It started going up, but it was really a roller coaster. The last day of school, he had to take his history test. His final exam, he needed to get a 90 to pass. He knew this going in. We had prepped. We had done some work. And he didn't hit it. And it made him fail by 13 percentage points. So as I'm sitting there filling out grades and report cards, Jason showed up in my doorway. Jason was 6'5" in high school, about 350 pounds. So when he showed up in my doorway, he took up my doorway. And when I was sitting there, my desk was right next to the doorway, and I was in a corner. And he showed up, and he said, "Miss L, we got to talk about my grades." I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to die today. I did. We heard it in teachers, right? Never put your back. Never get in a corner. Make sure you always have a way out. I'm like, oh. And I said, "Jason, what's going on?" And I stood up immediately, because I thought if I have to climb over this desk, I will. I will shimmy wherever I have to be. And he said, "I failed, and now I can't graduate. Can't you just give me the points?" And I said, "No. If you were at 1 percentage point, that's a different talking point. But you're literally like 20% down the drain. And I can't do that. There's a standard, Jason. There's a standard for who you are, and you're disappointing yourself. You're disappointing yourself in who you're becoming. So I can't." And that man started to cry, just sobbing. And I thought, whew, now I'm going to just hug and hug and hug. And I said, "I will help you get through summer school. We will do whatever we need to do. But I can't change my standard because it will change who you are. And I can't do that." 2 weeks after school, he robbed a convenience store. He felt so desperate that he was not moving forward in his life and that people were not surrounding him that he robbed a convenience store at gunpoint, which received 3 years in prison. For that, he wrote me a letter the very first week he was there. He said, "Miss L, I'm so sorry. I know I've disappointed you again. But my parents won't talk to me. My family won't talk to me. Will you come and visit me?" And I was like, whew. Yes, I will. So I went to visit him in prison, and I said to him, "You know, I can't come like every week. I have a family. I have things that are going on. What can I do to support you in another way?" He said, "I'm allowed to get a book a week. Will you please send me a book a week?" And that's what I did for 3 years. Every Monday, I put a new book for him to read, and I wrote a little message inside the book, and I'd send it to him for 3 years. Well, I didn't hear from Jason once he got out of prison until about 10 years later. I got this email. It said, "Miss L, will you come to Vegas?" I was like, "What student invited you to Vegas?" I said, "Well, actually, I'll be out there in about 4 months. I would love to have lunch with you." He said, "I would love to see you." So awesome. I go, fly to Vegas. I land, I'm visiting with my aunts and having some fun with some friends. And all of a sudden, this limo shows up for the MGM Grand. And I said, "I'm supposed to be meeting Jason Gross." He goes, "Yeah, I'm here for you, ma'am. I'm going to take you to him." Well, that made me scared too, because I thought I was going with the fishes. He takes me to the MGM Grand, and I walk in, and he takes me over to Jason's tattoo parlor. He had become a tattoo artist, and now, literally in the 10 years since prison, he has tattooed almost every NBA player. I can't say names. He has tattooed tons of rock artists. They actually fly him around the world for him to tattoo whoever his client is. And he is making, at that point, $3 million a year. Then he said to me, "I'd love to give you a free tattoo." I was like, "What? No." There are some lines as a teacher you will always draw, and getting a physical tattoo from a former student, no, I'm not. But Jason today has been traveling the world and living his best life. And he said to me, "If it wasn't for your books, I think I would have lost my mind, lost my soul, and lost who I was meant to be." It's those little things that we do as teachers. It's those little times that when those students leave your classroom, they don't leave your heart. They are your students for the rest of your life. I still get students that come to me today. I'm editing a book for one of my former students, And he started to laugh. He goes, I haven't talked to you in 15 years. I'm like, it's just 15 years between assignments. I'm so sorry. I am honored that you reached out to me to read your book. I'm honored to be a part of your life. Because when you share who you are with your students, they share who they are with you. When I was 40, I was standing in my classroom on September 5th, brand new school year, brand new students. And the principal came down and said, you have to call your sister immediately. What my sister was going to tell me is that my father had just died, right in the middle of my class. I was so beside myself. I said, listen, you guys are going to lunch. Please go to lunch. I have to go make some phone calls. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so sorry. But luckily, my senior class was going out to teach. We're in teaching professions. I said, my father has just passed away, and I have to go home with my family. Literally between that time and 15 minutes, everyone in my senior class had come down to find me and hug me. They had all texted each other. Literally, my juniors are like, what do you need? How can I help you? What can I do? Well, that same year, 12 weeks later, my mom passed away. And I was devastated. I lost both of my amazing parents with no warning, and I thought, how am I going to get through this year? Every single student showed up for me. I had a girl named Tamira. She literally was from India, and she swept my floor in my classroom. One of my students said, Miss L, what do you need typed? I will stay after school, I will type whatever you need. How many photocopies do you need? What can I do? And all of these students showed up. They showed up. In my greatest hour of need, they showed up. And I didn't even ask them. I didn't ask them. I would not have made it through. I would not have bounced back from that devastating loss if it wasn't for people like you in this room. If it wasn't for students showing their true selves and showing who they are right there at that moment. They didn't need to wait to graduate to become a leader. They didn't need to wait to graduate to become a good person. You already are. You just have to show it to the world. Be who you are. So, who has gotten a response that they'd be willing to share? Over there was the first hand up. Come on down. Should I see a hand over here? Back here? Come on down. And you? Come on down. Oh, hold on. We don't have time. Hello. Hello. Not in an elevator today. Oh, okay, good. Step out of the light today. Good morning. All right. Who are you?
My name's Lex Hancock.
And who did you text?
I texted my theater teacher.
Woo. And what did they say?
She sent like a little gif of a hair flick and was like, aw, shucks, thanks.
A little Lizzo action is what she did. That's true. Awesome. Give her a good hand. Hi, who are you?
Isabella,
Isabella. Who did you text?
my old art teacher.
And what did you say?
Thank you for being there when I was going through tough times.
And what she said?
Thank you.
Aww.
She said I love you.
She said, I love you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job. Give her a good hand. Hello. Who are you? Hi, Sarah. And who did you text?
I texted my mom.
And what did you say?
I said thank you for being a lazy mom. And she said thank you, that really made my day today because she was having a bad day.
Aww. Give her a good hand. If you notice, we literally took 1 minute. 1 minute of kindness changes people's day, changes people's hearts, and changes who they are. Never, ever stop being kind. Never. It is the best asset you have as a human. So, our last game for you today is the last lesson I learned in my 26 years. It's called a game of 21. How many of you know how to count to 21? If you don't raise your hands, you might want to get out of education now. You know? Awesome. So, here's how we're going to play. May I use you as a sample? Come on over. We are going to count to 21, and there's a special way to do it. I know. You're going to work with a partner. You can start at 0 if you would like. You may add 1, 2, or 3 numbers at a time. So if I say 1, 2, 3, she can say 4, she can say 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. You can't add more than 3 numbers at a time. And you have to count out loud. So do you want me to go first? Sure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
18.
Did you see her face? She knew right there. She's like, oh, don't sit down, we gotta finish though. 19, 20, 21. So I am the winner. I'm gonna stay standing up. I'm gonna ask her to be seated because she lost. I'm gonna look for somebody else who's standing up. And I'm gonna go shake their hand, say hello, and we're gonna duel until we get 4 people left. So if you lose, sit down so people know you're out of the game. If you won, stay standing, find someone else who's standing, and play 21 until we have 4 people left. Are you ready? Everyone marks, get set, stand up, go! Awesome, and you are?
Lily Whalen.
All right, we are ready to go. Who's starting? You'd like to go first?
4, 5,
6, 7, 8,
9, 10, 11,
12, 13,
14,
15, 16, 17,
18.
19, 20, 21. Woo! All right, you ready, ladies? Because the winner takes on here and you duel to the death. Who's starting?
I'll go.
Okay, say your name first.
Anna.
All right, Anna.
1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
She said she wears This is my cue. All right, we have our last battle. Our young lady who just lost, can you come back here for a second? I have something for you. Will you send her back? Come on, Miss Anna. You get paid for your time today, Anna.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. We have teacher versus student. Who is going first? Okay, so you ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8,
9, 10,
11, 12,
13, 14.
15, 16, 17, 20, 21.
All right, Bella, your name again? Madison, what's the key to winning?
To get to number 17.
You have to get to number 17. She is kind of right. Thanks, Miss Madison. Give her another good hand. Actually, you have to get to 17, but in order to control 17, you better control 13. If you get control of 13, then you better get control of 9. And at that moment, she had it. She had it, and I really thought, oh, the teacher's gonna win. Because she was like 9, and then she went 10. And then Madison's like 11, 12, 13, boom. Because she controlled 13. If you control 13, you gotta control 9, 5, 1, and eventually, you better start. The moment you don't start is the moment you gave the power to someone else. So if you want to change the world and you want to be the best educator, do not wait for other people. You must do it yourself. You must be the one who goes out, shares who you are to build the better future, shares who you are and gives confidence away like it's water to the people that you love and that you empower. When you are looking at becoming that educator, remember, you get one chance on how people remember you. I bet if you think of your favorite teacher right now, you're not going to go, oh, Miss Markle, she had the best worksheets. Oh, man, I love her PowerPoints. Yeah, rock it. No. You literally probably just thought of the person who touched your heart, the person who shared who they are. So as you head out, never be scared to share who you are. If you have a $2 bill for me, please stand up.
Wait, that was $2?
Yeah. If you have a $2 bill, you are now part of my family. When I turned 18, my dad gave me a $2 bill. He said, listen, it's not going to get you much in 1989. He said, but when I turned 18, my dad gave me $2. And he said, it'll get you a ride, it'll put gas in your car, you can make a phone call, you can get a meal if you're lost. Well, Chrissy, what it means to me is, I want you to live your life doing something valuable, doing something meaningful, and you will always be memorable. Like a $2 bill, you have value, you are unique, you literally are meaningful to people, and you will always be memorable. So you are all now part of my education family. Thank you. Give them a good hand. And as we wrap up, just remember, show your heart, love and have kindness abounding, always, always work well in a team, and no matter what, truly be who you are, and you will definitely change the world. If I can help you in any way on your journey, please reach out to me. This is my contact number, and all of my handles are @ContactLearning on every social media. If you tweet me, I will tweet you back. If you Instagram me, I will Instagram you back. But I thank you for your time, and I'm so blessed to be among so many people who are going to take our world to the next level. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a long and prosperous career. Thank you.